Welcome back to Restore Thrive, Double D, Dr. Tim. Today we're going to go through side pillar variations, how to set up and execute varying levels and stages of the side pillar to develop trunk stability. Today we're going to have Tim lay down on the floor. The first position we're going to show is the basic side pillar. He's going to stack his ankles, his knees, and his hips. He's going to make sure that his feet are dorsiflexed, so he's pulling his shoelaces towards his face. Once he's got a nice straight line here, I'm going to have him stack his shoulders and his ears in the exact same line that his hips and his legs are. Once he's maintained this good position, his elbow comes straight down from his shoulder and his forearm and hand come out perpendicular 90 degrees straight out in front of him. Notice Tim is spreading his hand. He's not putting a lot of pressure through the floor, or he's not making a fist and holding on to tension. What Tim's going to do when he's ready is he's going to elongate himself and lift his whole body up off of the turf. When we're looking at Tim front to back, we've got ankles, knees, hips. I'm going to take your shoulder up just a little bit that way. Nice straight head all the way through. Tim's going to focus on nice calm breathing here and owning this position. Ways to make this side pillar easier is for Tim to take the crown of his head and the heels of his feet and distract them. Make yourself nice and tall. This will add plenty of time to any of the ability that you can hold this. And relax. The next variation is going to add a little bit of a hip touch and a sky kiss in order to allow these hips to translate side to side through this side pillar motion. Tim's going to have the exact same setup. Stack your feet, stack your knees, stack your hips, stack shoulders, stack your head, and everything comes up off the floor. Tim's in a nice straight line here. What I'm going to have Tim do is I'm going to have him touch the outside of his left hip down to the floor. And then he's going to come straight back up and try and touch his right hip to the ceiling. Then he's going to go back to neutral, and that's going to be 1 rep. Tim's going to perform 2 reps here for a total of 3. Excellent work. To make this even spicier, what we're going to add is a little bit of a vertical support. So what Tim's going to do is set up in his normal side pillar. Stack your feet, stack your knees, stack your hips, stack your shoulders and your neck, everything off the floor. And then he's just going to extend this arm up into the ceiling. If this is a big enough challenge, don't quite add the hip. If it's not enough challenge, now he's got this vertical support. Touch your hip to the floor. Come back up tall. Back to center. We can also put a weight in this hand to make it a little bit more difficult there as well. Please relax. The last addition to this is now we are going to start looking at a rotational force upon the hips and the trunk. This is going to be through our Captain Morgan. The setup is going to be the same with a very slight variation in our foot position, but we'll get there as it comes. So stack your feet, stack your knees, stack your hips, shoulders, neck. Everything comes up off the floor. Now, please take your front foot and step in front of your right foot. There you go. Awesome. What Tim's going to do now is he's going to perform a march. He's going to bring this knee up to 90 degrees. He's going to replace it down to the turf. He's going to bring his inside leg up to 90 degrees. And he's going to place it back down on the turf. What we're looking at is any deviations through the trunk alignment and through his hip alignment. And then when he starts to move, does it affect how his trunk is positioned? Or is he deviating hip stability depending on where his limiting factors are? Go ahead and slide up again. This guy, knee up. If he opens or goes down, that's improper. This is where we want him. Back down, underneath. Looking great, come back and relax. This is our side pillar variation. Ways to make the side pillar more difficult. These are all held for time or for specific reps. Sometimes we have an external support that we can add. Lots of ways that we can make these a little bit more challenging to all of our patients. If you have any questions, any comments, please drop them below or hit us up at restorethrive.com.